All right. It's a rematch of the GSL Grand Finals. Here we are, both of these players in the lower bracket of the Team Liquid Star League. We've got Dragon Phoenix Gaming's herO in the top left, and dominating. Some would call his GSL Finals dominating. But this man up here, I think maybe just had a little bit of a slow start that day. Maybe there was lag. He was not feeling that well. His hands weren't warmed up. I know all the Terran fanboys, the Maru fanboys, the most rabid of the but I don't know if they're the most rabid. Them and StarCraft fanboys. I want to see them all fight one time. I think it would be great. I'm sure they have their excuses in mind for why Maru didn't get, would have been, I think, his 5th GSL victory, which would have been pretty incredible. But I think me and a lot of people were happy to see herO win, because it was, I think, a 4-year drought since the Protoss had won the GSL finals. And a lot of them had made it to the finals. They just weren't able to close it out. And to see herO just rise up this year, get that GSL finals, it made me very happy, because he also did it in spectacular micro fashion. There was a lot of situations where I was watching it, and herO, I mean, there was the game on, I don't know why I almost thought it was Simulacrum, but that's not the name of the map. And then I'm like, Nightshade. I'm like, oh my god, my remembering of the map names is definitely not correct. I'm thinking of maps from years ago. Anyway, there was the map where he basically went for Curious Minds is the name of the map, where he went for like 6 Immortals, and his Immortal Sentry micro was insane. Like, I really felt like Maru was going to break him, and Maru was trying to bait him out, and herO just kept pulling back into his batteries and hold positioning and focus firing and saving units with warp prisms and defending with force fields. There was so much beauty to the way herO executed the micro in those scenarios, and it was a lot of situations where a lesser Protoss would have said, screw it, I've got to move out, attack this push, A move, lose their army, lose the game. And herO was just like, nope, hanging on, just hanging on, and then wearing Maru down through these extended battles where Maru was kind of stimming his units to death. Now, let's talk about Maru's build. Maru, not a big fan of scouting lately. He's been doing these really efficient builds. Now, you might be wondering, why is he playing so paranoid? Why is this command center up here? The reason is he's gone gas first. So he's actually gone straight for the gas. Excuse me. Actually, I'm not sure if this was gas first, because he's only gone marine first. You don't really need to. Never mind. It works like a gas first opening either way, in that you get the factory very early because you save the 50 gas on that. SCV would like to kill that probe. Probe already saw the command center earlier though, so no big surprises here. And we are seeing a Hellion, a few Marines, and a Starport. So a nice tech opening for Maru. Most Terrans these days always build the command center here and mine these minerals out. Maru may be paranoid about quick oracles, because if any Protoss player is going to build a Stargate, it's going to be herO is going to build it here and send an oracle in crazy fast to your base. And with no scouting, you don't know if you're being one-based. You got to remember that herO is famous for doing his one-base oracle opening in the last 6 months. So he often opens up double gas, proxies an oracle, and then goes into blink. This time around, though, it's a straight blink opening. He's got the second gateway to get a bit of a wall off. Very quick pullback on the probe. Does the Hellion commit? If it does, it'll take some damage. Could even die. Oh, I think that's a good trade for herO. He's happy to take that. Command center will move down. We've got a medevac on the way, more Marines, and what I assume will be a tank. After seeing 2 Stalkers, you don't really need a Cyclone. And he actually could do a brutal push with that as well, couldn't he? Right? He could actually bring 2 tanks, push with 12 Marines, 2 siege tanks, and a medevac if he wants at about 5 minutes. Or even just 8 Marines, 10 Marines, 1 siege tank, hitting at about 4 minutes to 20. Either of those pretty aggressive attacks, but herO denying mining for now, getting some free damage. He's also going robo and into 4 gateways. Oh, trademark aggressive herO. 4 gate is very powerful. He's moving a Stalker, so he anticipates there could be counter aggression, but his probe is not on the watchtower. It's going to get there a little too late. Oh, this is bad for herO, because that probe on the watchtower is going to give him the illusion of vision, and he might not realize that there's a drop coming. Luckily the drop shows itself early, so he sees it, but he doesn't really have that many gateway warp-ins available. No shield battery here. He could out-micro this, though. This could be bad for Maru if he overcommits. Notice the focus fire is very good for herO. Maru makes the wise decision to pull back. Now, the Marines moving out with the tank to the watchtower. Oh, very cool move. He doesn't realize Blink's done, though, so herO should be able to defend. Oh, he's going to blink to the right, though. That's not good. Good blink. Saves every single Stalker. Only lost a probe for Alien. Great micro for herO. I do think herO's in the lead in this game, because 4-gate blink is really good against aggressive openings. The problem is, the Liberator. 4 Stalker drop and the Liberator are going to cross paths. That's awkward. herO definitely, I think, noticed that. Yeah, did he? Does he have warp-ins available? Yeah, he's moving his Stalkers to defend, but that means the tanks will get position. I like this, though. He rotates that, cuts off the rally. The Prism, though. Oh, herO with his trademark Prism just moving into the enemy army. Oh, herO. And he blinks forward here. Okay, he does get the tank, but he loses 3 Stalkers for it. Not a cheap trade. Good micro in the follow-up. More Stalkers are warping in. Marines, they can get some damage. Okay, gets one. Oh, just blinks forward. herO says, get out. Oh, the Prism comes in, focusing the probes. Good choice by Maru, knowing that the low hit point units are the only ones you'll get value versus. Okay, I don't know who the hell won this trade. Maru kills 5 Stalkers, 3 probes, but yeah, he lost a lot more. A lot more units there. His stim is going to be kicking in about 10 minutes in this game. He's only just started his 2nd and 3rd barracks. Maru is dead in the water. If Maru wins this game, he is an absolute wizard. Because you might be like, oh, he's got 3 tanks in a moment. Tanks are what you need versus... Yeah, you need something to support the tanks. He's got no units. He has a bunker with 1 Marine that'll go in it, and he has 4 Marines otherwise. 4 Marines and 2 tanks is not enough to defend this, even with the tanks pre-sieged. If herO just blinks forward, he wins the game. And he goes for it, 1-shots the tank, gets the medevac as well, and from here, denies the 2nd barracks. The 3rd barracks is going to go down as well. I mean, he could still just run in there and win the game at any moment, especially if herO sends a single Stalker in to take the tank shots, so the splash damage doesn't land, but oh, that's rough. That tank shot does damage him quite a bit. herO's going for a 3rd Nexus. He's, yep. Oh, and he catches the Observer sees him unsiege. It's game over, man. Maru is getting rolled in this first match. Remember, this is already the loser's bracket, so if you lose here, you are completely out of the tournament. And Maru feeling, no doubt, a little bit of a reenactment of that grand finals. herO's aggression, you know he's not going to slow down from here. The building placement's really good. Very hard for the Stalkers to get in range, but they still blink in, and they get that tank just like that. Takes a lot of tank shots. I kind of feel he could just headbutt, but herO's dragging it out. He's building Immortals and Probes behind this. herO doesn't feel like he needs to just force it. He's like, dude, I'm getting great trades. Your production is ransacked. You're losing mining. I mean, you're in a terrible position. And he's like, yep, here we go. Blinks in, gets the Raven. Loses quite a few Stalkers for it, but the Prism saves a few on the way out. He's only lost 8 Stalkers, which means 5. Remember, he lost 3 earlier. Since he's been attacking, he's only lost 5. How? How did you only lose 5 Stalkers in this aggression? Show me the way, herO. I wish I could do this. Oh, the Marines are going to kill so much. The Prism goes down, but he's already killed the tanks. And with the tanks gone, the Stalkers can micro for days. These Marines don't even have stim. Started upgrading. Charges on the way. There's already an Immortal out behind this. And look at that. The Stalkers barely get hit using that 6 range versus 5 range advantage. Not to mention, they are way quicker units than the Marines. The Marines, not very nimble. Maru's going to start stim on the barracks, which floated to the natural. +1. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 barracks right now. There's dead players, and then there's Maru in this game. herO is also a player who, when he gets a lead, he runs with it. So he's already thinking about a 4th base. He's got gateways. Maru scans the 3rd, contemplates GGing, and then he's like, maybe I do a 2-base Marine tank all in? He's got to make combat shields, but he doesn't have the money for it right now. So I think he's just going to try and get a big ball of Marine tank and just go for one big shove. Don't think it's going to work too well for him, though. The Stalker's here. Oh, look at that. Just pulls back out of tank range, picks off the bunker. Charge lots of Mortals. Going to be coming in off those 8 gateways. Maru actually has a pretty good army. So for herO to attack right now, I would argue is completely nonsense. Like, he's so far ahead on economy, but the upgrades aren't done. And that is the killer instinct of herO. Economically, there is no reason for him to fight. But he says, dude, your upgrades aren't ready. Marines suck before they get those upgrades. Let's get in there now. Just 30, 40 seconds before all your upgrades finish. And Maru's forced out. Beautiful, decisive action from herO to start off the series. All right, a great start to the series here for herO. Opening up with a low ground gateway. Oh, that's a fast gateway too. Was this a 13 pylon? I don't think it was a 13 pylon, but I think he's definitely going to open up with some zealot pressure. I think that's the reason for the low ground gate. He's going to put a pylon up here as well. It's the double gas opening, is it? No? Oh, he's scouting for the barracks. Oh, he's scouting for proxy barracks on the low ground. Very clever. Maru, no doubt, unhappy with that last game. He's going to go for a double gas opening. So he's going to be teching up very quickly. Now, there's a few different ways of dealing with the one base players. And I do think they're really good at blocking. What? Oh my god. Actually, he's going 2 gate. No, okay, he was just placing that to test out the building placement. He was just checking where the buildings are. Okay. You don't need to click to do that, but fair enough. Zealot on the way. So he's going to be doing the 19 probe Zealot, Nexus, Pylon, and then back into probing. Okay, this is a good build order. And he is going to build that Pylon up here. Okie dokie. Now, of course, on this map, you've got quite a few Reaper ledges. You've got there and over here, so very hard to actually block Reapers from getting in and out. First Reaper's on the way, as well as that factory goes down very early, right on a minute 40. Pulls a few workers off gas here to get some more minerals. So it is going to be a 2 Reaper Hellion opening, most likely. Trying to get on up. The Zealot is going around the long way of the map, scouting for proxies while also getting ready to backstab. The Reaper also scouting for proxies. Both players very blind right now. Stalker and Warpgate are on the way. For some reason, the Stalker is also rallied to the top left. Fascinating. I guess he's trying to block the Reaper on the way across the map. No, he changes the rally point there. I just hadn't fixed that yet. Fair enough. And this is not the most economical build for herO, but it's also not very economical for Maru either. SCV exposed on the low ground is not too good for him. The Zealot could run in, kill that SCV potentially, or at least delay mining. But with the second Reaper already out intercepting it, this is very good for Maru. Especially with some intercepting grenades, he could try to bounce that Zealot away. The Zealot, ooh, I think he wants to recall it, but he doesn't have energy yet. Oh, he does. Good save there for herO. Keeps the Zealot alive. Does take a fair bit of damage. But he also knows now, ooh, it's a 2 Reaper opening. Command Center went down at 220. 2 Stalkers at the front will be more than enough to defend that, especially with the Zealot behind in case they run by. Second Gateway on the way, as well as the Twilight Council coming down. And we really would like to see some Chronode probes, I would imagine. Oh, the Stalker's a little bit far back there. We'll lose at least a couple probes. Oh, he's got to split the Stalkers. Good split there by Maru. Lures one of the Stalkers away. That allows the Reapers to get at least 1 or 2 probes in the main. Good pullbacks by herO, though. Oh, he'll get another. 1, 2. Can he get the third? Yes, he can. Oh, barely gets the third. So 3 probes. Now, is that amazing damage? No, but he gets a full scout, right? And you're both on a low economy, so even just equalizing the workers is not bad. Command Center is now finished for Maru, and he's going to be going for a Widow Mine drop, so pretty normie follow-up. Expect a second barracks to go down any moment now, and he'll no doubt be playing probably Raven 3 racks behind it. I wouldn't mind him skipping the Raven. I don't think he needs it. Bunker is not up yet. Uh-oh. Oh, herO. herO's going to counter push. 3 Stalkers are coming over here, and the Zealot to join up. He can remember 4 Stalker shots to kill a Marine without the medevac there. He's going to go Widow Mine drop on top of the Stalkers. Oh, okay. Oh, he didn't burrow it. Maru messing up a little bit. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Widow Mine does only kill a Zealot. Gets a bit of friendly fire, but herO not willing to sacrifice any of these units. Now the Stalker, he sees the medevac. He says, no, no, you naughty Maru. herO is going to be pulling back his Stalkers. Notice the F2, A move to the right side of the map, but he doesn't see the medevac turn back. So Maru's going to try and go back, pick up the other Widow Mine, and rotate to the left side of the map. Very good play by him. Raven's on the way. Second barracks. We'll no doubt see a tank or 2 and a third barracks going down. Behind this, herO. 2 gates, Robo, Blink on the way, and he's going to go for the third Nexus. So nice economic follow-up for herO, but he's got to find that drop. If he doesn't find it, he's got, what, 7 Stalkers? Wow, that's a lot of Stalkers. Oh, he'll be fine. Observers on the way. Engineering Bay does finish up here for Maru. Expect that +1 upgrade to come in. Yeah, very tight build orders on both sides. Worker lead, pretty low for herO. It's not a very good worker lead. He hits a big supply block on 54, so very loose opening. He's also going straight to 4 gas, which tells us that he wants to go for Robo Bay, but he hasn't started it yet. herO's a little slow on his tech. Now, with this build order, if you don't get your Robo Bay on time, or your Storm drop, you could go Storm as well. It's another option. If you don't rush it out, and he hits you with his 3 racks Raven tank timing, it can be really awkward. I guess it's not too slow. It is going to be Storm drop. He's going Templar Archives. Okay. Oh, very herO-esque build order. I mean, feedback's amazing for countering the Raven if you can land that. Land a Storm on the Marines. Charge lots, jump on the tanks. You can already see what herO is dreaming about in this game. He's got 3 Stalkers left. 3 Stalkers can 3-shot a medevac, but it's already taken 3 shots by the looks of it. So 2-shot is all that that'll take, which means the medevac will never get past without taking 2 volleys if you micro correctly. Ooh, here we go. Stalker drop comes in. Would have liked to get a free depot there. Tank is well positioned though. Gets an SCV, tickles the Raven. And that Widow Mine drop pulling over to the right side. He's going to try and go in. Steers away. herO, is he watching? Oh, he doesn't know where it went, man. Here we go. Oh, very nice. Feedback would be good on that, but doesn't have the damage to finish it off. Pull those High Templar away. Oh, that Widow Mine actually got a few probes there. 4 kills, not bad. And this Widow Mine is also gonna... Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's just changing targets. Maru, you fancy lad. Trying to delay as much mining as possible, creating as much of a disruption as possible. Very well executed by Maru there. Now, his third command center hasn't started, so he's incredibly committed to this push. But Storm... He forgot Psystorm! Oh no! herO just started Psystorm and chronoed it. Now, Maru doesn't know that. Maru's going to assume it's finished. So he's like, okay, you're playing Storm. I'm just going to counter drop you. Raven. Oh, the Observer spots the drop to the left. Oh no. This could be very, very bad for Maru. But there's dead space here. This is a bit ambitious for herO. The way hero's going after this. herO! Oh! He's going to get a full medevac! He gets one that's almost full. The auto turrets can punish him, though. He loses a few Stalkers. Still a good trade for herO, though. Getting a medevac for a couple Stalkers there is good. Only 2 Stalkers for that. 5 Marines went down inside it. Looks like auto turrets disappear as well, of course. Storm will get time to finish. Very scary moment in the game for herO. Now, hero's playing low economy. So this is all about him getting the right engagement. Remember, his army looks kind of small and crap, but he's got Immortals and Archons in the mix. He's up on 8 gateways. So he can actually, like, if... He's got charge, right? Yes, he's got charge. He needs a few more Zealots. He's got 3 High Templar. Storm could be big. Sees the army coming in. Maru, very... Oh, he's got the Widow Mines there. Very nice. Oh, good Storm. The Archon, Zealots, and Stalkers taking some big boy hits to the face. The Archon goes down, man. I think that was a good trade for Maru. As long as he doesn't lose the bio that got hit by the Storm, he can pull back. Oh, he's playing very cautious. He realizes that the way this style works for herO is he wants to catch you trying to be too aggressive into him. But he knows, hey, if you're rushing Storm, you don't have enough money to get everything else. I can just keep building SCVs, my 3rd command center, and do very well. herO's micro, though, dude, just snaps a medevac. He's trying to bait Maru into some bad decisions. Maru very wary of the storms that could come out. Zealot's going to go down the left side of the map. That run by could be very effective. 3rd CC still not finished, but herO not finding any room to probe up here. Oh, good Storm. Good Storm. The bio's very wounded. But as long as Maru gets out of there, he's okay. Those 2 Marauders do get left behind, though. It's a little unfortunate. Hey, maybe takes a Stalker. At least he gets something for his trouble. Tanks in the middle of the map are going to get run down. Oh, okay. Hey, herO not willing to sacrifice all of his Zealots there. Lets the tank get out. A bit uncharacteristic for him. Usually very quick to jump on his opponent. Now, herO, I think, can actually drop a Robo Bay and a 2nd Robo and go up to 6 gases here. He's actually going to... Oh, he doesn't have a Forge yet. I think against a 2-base Terran, you let Maru keep the upgrade lead and you go for Colossus right now. I think more reliable splash damage is way more important because the thing is you're going to be facing Ghosts anyway. So you need splash damage, something that doesn't care about winning Zealot versus Marine battles. Because you're so far behind on those upgrades, you're not going to win. But he's going double Forge. I disagree with this. I think you've got him pinned on 2-base for now. This is an incredible position to take a 4th, go up to double Robo Bay. Okay, he's going to do everything at once. All right, sorry guys. You know, sane players will say, look, he's going to have a really powerful, giant, big push coming off this 2.5 bases. I should do one thing. herO says, I'll just do everything at once, Pig. My name's herO for a reason. And I'm like, you're actually a madman. Double Forge and double Robo Colossus. He's crazy, dude. He's going to go Storm Drop Harass, but he doesn't have many High Templar at home. He warps in another one. He really needs to bank up some more Storm Energy, which he hasn't done yet. Let's see what he can get. Missile turret on that side could be really big here. Very effective placement on the turret, limiting the Storm Drop, and he just pulls out. Doesn't show that it's a Storm Drop. Blink. Doesn't quite get the Widow Mine, though. And the Marauder punishes him. Gets one of those Stalkers. Well done by Maru. Just stimming 2 units to get that Stalker. Well done. Storm Drop doesn't trade its life, though. With Disruptors now coming out. No Colossus. Okay, that's interesting. He's not going Colossus. There are 2 Vikings out, but only 2 of them. And he's going to go Warp Prism speed or Observer speed as well, actually. Wow. So hero's going to try and get Observer, Disruptor everywhere. Zealot trades for a Widow Mine, not too bad. Army split right now for Maru. Maru has a giant army, and he's not started 2-2 yet. He's got a 40 army supply lead. Going for things like Observer speed. This is way too early in the game for that. herO's got to get out of there. He needs to realize how far behind he is in army supply. He's got to be so careful. But look at this. EMPs, the Raven, the Widow Mines, and the tanks. He might have to give up this base, but a lot of his tech's out here. Disruptors and Storms could be big. Oh, good feedback. Great feedback, but that means that High Templar doesn't have enough for Storm. Immortals get caught on the left side. A bit of a derp there from herO. Disruptor shots buying himself a bit of time, picking off a few of these units. He's still got Storm available, though. Oh, EMPs! EMP gets one of the High Templar. He goes for another big follow-up Storm, but he loses the Prism and the High Templar. Great dodges by Maru. There's a lot of Immortals in here. No Colossus, no sustained damage. That's a bad Disruptor shot from herO. He's got to be real. sparing with those. Do not throw those away for free. Oh, the Archon gets shoved forward. Bit of a mistake. Stalkers do pick off a Widowmine. herO blinks back. herO's with it, got great micro. I think he might have survived. His 1-1's coming in. He's going for it. He's going to go for the break. Big EMPs land. He's going to try and take out the Widowmines and tanks. He's got enough disruptors to zone it, but he doesn't clean up the tank or the Widowmines. Oh, this is really rough for herO because he's actually lost his detection on this army. He's got 2 observers, but they're all over on the left side of the map. He finally gets that tank, and he's going to bait out a Widowmine shot and blink back. He's got how many disruptors? 6 right now. Surely Maru can't break this, but Maru dancing on the edge of death, avoiding every single one of those disruption novas. The purification novas are flying hard and fast, but Maru wisely backing off and saying, you know what? I'm getting a 4th command center. I'm getting 2-2. +2 second engineering bay, and he's going to split his army now. And there's still no 2-2 started for herO. He's going mass disruptor, but he doesn't have any Colossus. He's got a good arc on Immortal Ball. The Immortals especially very good at clearing the Marauders, but he's got to be a bit careful. This army's kind of small though for Maru. Ooh, Maru a little exposed. 3 disruptors, friendly fire his own Stalkers. herO getting way too antsy there, and that gives an opportunity for Maru. herO does throw a ball out. Oh, EMP focus fire, very good for Maru. Great micro from Maru. I thought he might have been a bit too late on that focus fire, but you can see Maru, he's going to try and push the left side now. If he can lure herO to the right, this split pushing ability is fantastic for him. Double Prism starting up, still no Colossus transition. He just wants to play pure Gateway Disruptor now. There's a problem that herO has in late game. He's shown it versus Maru before, and that is that he tries to win with Gateway units. And they get wrecked by Bio, especially when you're out upgraded and there's EMPs landing. So he'll start with this army, which is fine because he's got the Immortals and the Disruptors. But if he loses those Immortals, sometimes he doesn't replace them. And the same thing with the Disruptors. Sometimes he's very slow to replace his Disruptors. And that can cause him a lot of troubles. He's actually used all his Disruptor shots. This is a bad fight for herO right now. Great angling here for Maru. Good denial on this base. And oh, here we go. Big army. But herO doesn't see it coming. herO's moving his whole army to the top left. A bit of an F2 for herO. Uh-oh, herO pulled out of position. He's going to lose a Robo and the Robo Bay. Remember what I talked about? He doesn't rebuild often, and now he can't rebuild. Oh, good. Oh! Oh! The balls don't quite reach! The balls don't quite reach! He recalled through the disruptors from below, but he threw them too early. He wasn't able to land on Maru. Maru gets out of there once again. He avoids disaster. Maru did lose some units. It was a worse trade for him. But I don't care if it's a worse trade. If you kill the Robo Bay in the second Robo, he's now trying to rebuild. Triple Robo is herO, but it's a little bit slow, man. It means if he loses his disruptors or anything, he's in trouble. And Maru finally takes his first big disruptor shot of the game. Army on the right side pushing forward as well. herO trying to micro disruptors in 2 places at once. It's a hectic scenario. This observer on the left, though, does see that army. herO's just going to try and shove. He's going to try and shove. He's got 10 gate disruptor gateway units coming through the middle. Oh, he's doing really good, though, with the disruptors. And there's no siege units. There's no siege units. Oh, the balls go flying. The Stalker's blinking forwards. A brave push for herO, but he's getting flanked. Here comes the army from behind. Here comes the army from behind, and he's emptied his disruptors. They are almost completely out, but I think he might have Maru. Maru is pinned back. He's down 30 supply. More Stalkers warping in. Maru, should he have counterattacked? I think he should have, because that flank was not able to close. There's just so many disruptors. The command center goes down. herO with 2-2 finishing a giant army of disruptors. Looks like he's got this one in the bag and is poised to go to a 2-0 advantage. Maru, dude, such a dominant player in this matchup for years. Trap was a player who could occasionally take him down, and now herO joining that party, saying, yeah, I can do it too. Disruptor drop trying to come in. He had Speed Prism here. Flanking disruptors. Oh, you cheeky bugger. And yeah, the Prism goes down in both disruptors. That was a bit unnecessarily fancy. 3 Colossus are on the way. Hopefully he queues up the Viagra, the +2 range, the extended thermal lance upgrade. Oh, look at me being PG-13 today, guys. Disney-friendly cast. Let's go. Still waiting for them to sponsor a StarCraft tournament. You know, you got to get in their good books. Disruptor's going to throw out some Disruptor zones. Ooh, gets a couple Widow Mines. EMP's landing. Ooh, okay, good Disruptor shots, but this is a good movement. Now, herO's just got to give up this base. There's no reason to fight for this. herO's obviously been way ahead for a while, though, so he might feel like he can just fight. This is a bad angle, though. His Disruptors are way too far behind. Just pull back, give up the base. I don't think there's a reason for him to fight here. He's going to go for it. herO diving on forward. He does throw out the Purification Nova. Okay, he clears those libs so quickly that it works out. Down to just 4 Disruptors, though. He does have 3 Robos right now. They are all control grouped. He's got 3 Colossus, but no range upgrade and no Disruptors building right now. I always get a bit afraid when he stops building Disruptors. Also, where's the DT Shrine? I'm a little surprised. herO's rich. But he could definitely add a few more gateways. Oh, I guess he's so low on economy, actually, after losing these Nexi. Kind of feels like he's got to do it. Maru's going to base trade. Maru splits up and goes for the base trade. Oh, he's going to deny that base. Oh, well done. Remember, there's no DT tech. There's not much at home right now. He's trying to build disruptors now. But was herO a little bit too late to do this? Maru's causing some problems for him. He's being very cheeky with his movement. Gets another base denial. And even though Maru lost his third, and I thought that meant he would be dead, look at the income. They're both dry right now. And if Maru can build a giant army with +3, land good EMPs, there's always a way you can win in the late game. I still think herO's way ahead here, but Maru's trying to make this into a fight. Oh, he's going to lose so many medevacs, though. Oh, that's a bad trade for Maru. Yeah, and he accidentally F2s back in, almost loses another one. The battle report's bugged out at this point, guys. Might need to show it a few seconds after the fight, so maybe that's how it works. Let's try again. Yeah, 6 zealots for 4 full medevacs. Oh, God. Bad fights for Maru. Needs better than that. He jumps into the balls, takes a big hit to the face. And that is a good chase down for herO. Maru does save most of his units, but he's on his last legs. He's still only down 25 army supply, and that makes me think like, oh yeah, maybe there's like a chance he can do something. But it really is a bit of a long shot, as that army is giant. Still no extended thermal lance for the Colossus, and trying to move his way forwards to see exactly what's going on. Maru, that base, that's his, is that his main? No, it looks like it was an extra orbital that he built, but it's just going to get killed almost immediately. The rest of the army goes back. Yes, the orbital did go down, guys, but we've got to watch this counter thrust. This is Maru's last-ditch effort to find something, and gets the disruptor just a millisecond before it goes off. Observer gets taken out. That Widow Mine could get a big boom on the Stalkers. And the Nexus does get cancelled. A bunch of the Stalkers are going down. Oh my god! Oh my god, Maru! Maru just killed every disruptor! If he wasn't already dead in this game and actually had a decent army before, after that, that would have been sick. I just can't believe he killed like 8 disruptors before they fired. That was sick. Great focus fire by Maru. And yeah, does have to tap out though. Looks like herO is well on his way to repeating that GSL finals. All right, well, on the cusp of defeat now, we've got Maru, man. One of the greatest Terrans of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. He's definitely, I like the way Artosa says it, he is definitely the greatest GSL player of all time. His runs in the GSL have been the most dominant, and such a high-ranking place so many times. He's won so many. But he's one game from getting eliminated here in the Team Liquid Star League. And he's getting run over, man. I really like the way he set up with those tanks in the middle of that map, avoided the storm drop, didn't get ambushed, but he ended up losing that position in the middle, losing those tanks a bit unnecessarily, and just his third was so late. I think his opening was also a bit of a normie opening, in that he did 2 Reaper Hellion into just like Widow Mine drop into Raven tank. And that really is such, the 3-rack bio off the Raven tank, there's no sharp points in it. There's no like, ooh, you're hitting with a surprising crisp timing. And it really feels like, I don't know, I would like to see here, when everything's on the line, Maru just go all out with something a bit more wild, a bit more special. Now, he's not scouting. He's just going for the Reaper into the reactor. So a bit of an early reactor, no 2 Reaper this time. herO has not scouted either. He's just gone down here. Is he going double gas before Nexus? No. But he's taking the... Is he thinking about proxying something? He's just checking for proxies himself. So he's just going Adept into Stargate. This will just be, I guess, a standard Oracle opening usually is what herO favors. He could go Phoenix, and it wouldn't be a bad idea here. The Reaper usually unable to jump itself across this ledge, even with a self-grenade. Let's see if Maru tries for it. Can't see the Stargate. Starport's on the way. Command Center on the high ground does go down. Ooh, watch out. Now, of course, you can only take 2 hits before the 3rd hit kills you. As a Reaper, so once you take a hit, you have to get out of there because the shade is faster than you, so it's always going to guarantee 1 more hit. Probe runs up and sees a command center. herO knows he's not getting all in, and look at this. He knows the Reaper would expect him to run to the right, so he's because he's been seen. So the Reaper for Maru runs to the right. He's like, "Where are you hiding? Down here?" And herO doing the 300 IQ mind game of just turning and just staying in the natural, and the Reaper's like, "Oh, damn it, where'd he hide?" So Maru's going to let that probe now could probably escape if it chooses to, or it could just stay back there. It won't be till SCVs are mining the natural that it gets spotted. Phoenix first. So herO's going to hope that a Widow Mine drop comes across the map. And if it does, then that would be great. Now, if the Reaper can get in and spot that it's Phoenix play, Maru will know to hold that Widow Mine drop back. It's not that a Widow Mine drop can't do damage versus a Phoenix opening, it's that it shouldn't. Now, this opening for herO, he doesn't have a lot of scouting because he's holding his Phoenix back. So he's not sure what the follow-up is. He's kind of saying, please attack into me. Please load up. Come across this map. But Maru is like, I've seen an adept. I've seen a defensive opening. I'm not going to risk it. He's just chilling defensively. A very mature decision, a very careful decision for Maru. And seeing a second adept is going to make him even more focused on that. Now, if there was ever a game to build a safety Raven, I think this is probably going to be it. Because you could be DTs if it's two adepts. But he actually swaps off. I said I was asking for a bit more pointedness to his builds. And it looks like he's cutting corners this time. He's going straight for the tech labs on the add-ons, on the barracks. So he's going to just get up to his stim bio earlier, have faster pushing power, stim, shields, momentum on the map. What's he giving up for that, guys? No Raven. No tank production yet. So if he was getting 4-gate blinked, he'd be dead. He's taking a risk, and he knows it. If he was getting DT rushed, he'd probably be dead as well, because he's dropping all of his energy into mules. He has no scouting. If there was a pylon here warping in DTs, he'd be dead. Maru is making a hard read based off limited information that his opponent is going Phoenix or Oracles and just sitting there. And he's saying, you know what? If I just get out enough bio, will be good. Reactor on both add-ons. He can do a Marine Widow Mine all-in, which destroys Phoenix Zealot. herO's Twilight Council does finish. He has to go Zealots here. There's no point going Blink, because Blink Stalkers are for zoning control and anti-air. That's what Phoenix do. There's no point getting two pieces of tech that do the exact same thing. Phoenix are going to fly in and pick up some of these SCVs. That's a very nice run by here. First time the Phoenix show themselves. And, oh, he picked up too many. He picked up too many, so he takes a bit of damage on his Phoenix. Does get a few shots on the medevac. Not too bad. There are still Widow Mines in the main, remember, guys. I don't know where they are. Where are those Widow Mines, dude? They're somewhere above one of these buildings or in the mineral line. Seriously, where? Huh? Oh, okay, there's one there. they're in the mineral line somewhere. Okay, they're both there. It's the very top mineral patch and that mineral patch. Okay, they're right on these two spots. Okay, right there, those Widow Mines are. Phoenix haven't run into them yet. Charge 8-gate third base is on the way. Maru's doing an all-in. It's a Marine Mine all-in. He's got a few Marauders coming out as well. But yeah, this is essentially just a big old all-in attack. A few Marines in the main, a few Marines on the natural. He could take a third behind it, but Mass Zealot sucks versus this. Storm? Oh, that could be very effective. But if you pre-spread well enough, you know, Storm's not a sure thing. If you can ambush them with Storm, it's great. But notice there's no Robotech. So Storm on its own here, much harder to land because the High Templar are one of the slowest units in the game. He's trying to get a Forge as well as herO. He sees this big bio-mine army moving out. He's up on how many gateways? Lots of gateways are coming up. So he's up to about 7, 8 gateways coming in. Not bad. Phoenix trying to pick off the reinforcement. I think the Phoenix should probably hang back and do that. He's going to try and slow the push down. Bringing his Phoenix back to help defend. Ooh, gets a few shots on a medevac. Not bad. Trades just shields for now. Batteries on each base. High Templar. Very few Zealots, though. He's making a few Stalkers, but he's got no range damage. Oh, this is a very vulnerable army. I actually think herO should have gone Mass Zealot against this. Because Maru seeing such a weird high-tech army, he's going to realize if he can get in there with some urgency, it'll be good. Oh, watch out for the Storm, Maru! Maru does cop a Storm there. I think that was a decent Storm for herO to be starting off with. He should be rebuilding his Cybercore and his Gateway. Yep. Well done. And he needs to build a few more pylons. herO is so far ahead economically. The third only now starts on location. And there's already a pylon building for the counterattack. This once again doesn't feel like a good game for Maru. Dude, he's on the edge of being defeated, killing a Gateway and a Cybercore. This is not important damage at all. Now, obviously, the Zealot count's still really low, and that's what herO needs to be very careful about. He's also still not building pylons. He's taking more gases right now, which is absolute insanity. He should be doing nothing but building Zealots right now and starting to counterattack with those Zealots, which he is now doing. He's warping in 2 Zealots across the map. Oh, Guardian Shield! But, oh my god, good Guardian Shield. The Sentry survives. Zealots come in. They're going to deny that third, at least temporarily. Maru stimming down with an army reinforce. Still no Robo out, guys. No Robo is a huge problem. Yeah, he only starts it now, does herO. He needs Immortals. Without Immortals, the Marauders can just pick at him for days. The Stalkers can kind of trade with batteries, but oof. Oh man, that Sentry goes down. herO can't be making these micro mistakes. His Phoenix are still stopping the drop into the main. Another Gateway goes down on the bottom right. This one does fall, but you know what? He delayed the third a little bit. He's got more Zealots warping in on the right. Oh, the Marauder sees it. Run, Maru, run! Those Zealots are going to be causing him troubles, but he's got enough units gathering together. I think he has enough warning to know about this. And he's just creating pressure without really committing too much. But I think herO kept expecting Maru to commit in here, and it hasn't happened. And he's just got no way of dealing with these Widow Mines. He has no detection at all. The first Robo's about to finish. he needs to be going for triple robo. He's going to try and take a fourth on the top side. And that's not a bad fourth base. Doesn't really achieve that much either. 6 zealots in total have gone down this game. This zealot run by getting cornered between the armies ends up charging in and doing nothing. Very good trades for Maru, I think. Units lost tab showing 1900 resources lost for just 800. Double Storm does take out some Widow Mines, which is okay, but it's a very large amount of energy to do that. And he's going triple Robo. I thought he might, but no Robo Bay? Wait, is he just going to go triple Robo Immortal? Oh, I think we're past the point where that's going to work. I actually think the third Robo is meant to be a Robo Bay. I think herO hit the wrong button. Yeah, I think herO hit the wrong button. He definitely wants to go Colossus or Disruptor from here, but he's actually hit the wrong button, so he's going to have triple Robo, because otherwise he'd already be building Immortals. Oh, this is a huge mistake for him. That fourth base on the left is going to be very hard to defend. Maru gathering up. He's refusing to give up. He's got a third base up now. He's got Ghost and EMP. Oh, EMP is going to hard counter this. There's no Prism for the High Templar. EMP! First EMP lands. Feedback to answer it. There's more High Templar coming in. Great feedback on the Ghost. A good Storm does land. But Maru comes in with a Stim Bio and says, oh, what was that? What was that? Yeah, EMP counters your entire army. But does cop a big Storm there. He's got to finish this fourth off. That big Storm's kind of turned the tide of this battle. A lot of Zealots that didn't end up getting used for a run by gathering together now. And yep, he starts a Robo Bay. herO realizing his folly. He's accidentally built a Robo facility instead of the Robo Bay. That is an absolute disaster. Zealot Phoenix gonna fly in. Oh, the Widow Mines! Absolutely decimate herO's front line. His Prism drops a High Templar that was already out of juice. Phoenix fly in. Zealot's trying to warp in, but Maru not gonna go down without a fight. All right, well, that one did slip away from him there. A very scary bio push, but of course, it was a different amount of pressure coming out of his opponent, who cut some corners in that game. herO in the top left, coming in with a much earlier probe scout this game. And Maru going for just a barracks gas opening so far. So, really, remember that whole game stemmed back to the fact that Maru didn't do such a generic opening. He skipped the Raven, he skipped the tanks, and he didn't know that he was safe. He would have died to 4-Gate Blink or Dark Templar. There were two builds that are definitely in herO's wheelhouse that could have killed him in that game. So you can look at that and be like, wow, Maru's back on a roll. It's like, Maru kind of had to take some risks to do that. If herO keeps throwing out different types of aggression, different looks, different moves, different feints, as well as actual committed aggression, there's a good chance of him taking out Maru still. Because Maru, you know, I think he's going to keep playing like that. I don't think he's going to go back to like, I'm making a Raven for safety, I'm making a bunker, I'm making a tank, I'm making another tank. Like, no, he's going to try and get the stim and the shields up real quick again, I think. It worked well last game. Definitely could do it again. Now, of course, herO was buying on upgrades in that last game, but, you know, you've got Phoenix for dominant air control, Storm for good splash damage, and the Zealots there as well. It's not really something where you need the upgrades as much unless you're really committing to the mass Zealots, but we saw that, like, if Maru doesn't overcommit, you can't use the Storm to break the position. You can with Disruptors and Colossus, right? We see the limitations of High Templar and that tech path in general. Like, it's such sudden impact damage. You land a few Storms on their army in the right way, it just wins the game. And then there's games where they set up a siege like that and you're like, oh, this unit's kind of useless, right? So the Robo, it gives you detection, it gives you the Colossus, the Disruptor, the Immortal. It's so much more flexible. But it's just like, hey, you get one Colossus out, it takes a while to do as much damage as one Storm. So it takes a little bit longer to build up. It's a bit more commitment into that tech tree. But we see how going for Psystorm can get you wrecked. And this is why I'm a big fan of Phoenix Zealot. And I used to always go Storm afterwards. And I've started mixing in a lot more Colossus transitions off of the Zealot Phoenix. Just because the High Templar, as good as they can be versus a patient Terran player, they ain't going to get the job done. Now, that Reaper was very patient, but there's a Battery and a Stalker in the main. Super safe play from herO here. And the Reaper actually pulls back. Interesting. Hellion does clean up that probe in the top right, but he saw it coming from an odd angle, so we might think there's a proxy up there. He actually F2'd home. The Reaper will now go in. And this Hellion not going to be able to defend this. Two Hellions and a Reaper not going to be able to beat two Stalkers, man. Reaper and Hellion not going to do well here. Oh, this is kind of rough. He's got his first two Marines on the way. He's got to repair this Hellion, bring the other Reaper, and then he could do it with bouncing them, but losing this command center build time is a disaster. Second gate's on the way. Twilight is there. Blink will be coming down. Quick recall. Great clutch recall. Because he knew, look, I've already delayed it a long time. When he comes down, he's going to have enough units to overrun me. So he made sure he saved 50 energy. The moment they ran down, he recalls. He says, I have 4 Stalkers. Easy defense on this. Now, Maru should back off. He shouldn't commit in here, I would say. He could split the Reapers to try and jump in the main. But I think he already saw the shield battery. Yeah, he did. So there's no reason for him to commit here. Just veer around, see if he can get something done. Cloaked Banshee. I'm telling you guys, Maru isn't playing safe and standard. He's realizing, okay, I can't be too predictable. Oh, he gets past! You're kidding me. That I was not expecting. Great grenades as well. But he gets 2 probes. Can he get a 3rd one? 3 probes is still not that good, guys. Not for 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. He'd already killed 1 earlier, so good enough defense for herO. He's up 4 probes, 2 gates and a robo on the way. Can chrono probes, take a 3rd Nexus. And he should have an observer coming out at a decent time. The problem is, he might not have an observer at home, so those first 2 Banshees could be a big surprise. Marine tank bunker on the way, and I think Maru might build a 3rd Banshee, but probably just 2. And I would expect him to take a 3rd command center on location behind this. The question is it going to be 2nd and 3rd barracks or 3rd command center? Which one's first? He also could go for a big Marine tank Banshee push. That is definitely something you can do. Pull some SCVs, build a bunker offensively as well. I don't really see that as being a great option versus herO though, because he's so good on the micro. herO's got a great ring of Stalkers. Look at this ring of vision for him, patrolling everywhere. Oh, that's so cool. Now, the funny thing is, guys, the moment this Banshee comes in, watch this Oracle hallucination get F2'd back. Oh, he just pulled to the front. He just pulled to the front. I don't know if he saw that. Did he see that? I don't know if he saw that. He doesn't have an observer. Oh, he barely glimpsed the Banshee with the Stalker, but he didn't notice it. He got the vision, but he didn't notice. He's got to pull away. He's got a battery almost finished there. Observer does start. Banshee pulls away. Of course, Maru doesn't know there's no observer, so he's got to be conservative. So it's not going to be too bad, but herO's worker count. Oh, he's been missing probes. He's only at 42 probes. That did not kill that many. That only got 3 workers. But his worker production's been really bad this game. He didn't lose many workers early, but herO's economy is not being that good. Maru even managed to focus fire at 2 of the guys away from the shield battery. That one does go down, bringing it up to 9 workers killed. herO, where's your probe production? Where's your chronos? He's not probing right now, guys. Oh, herO really slow on the economy that he's got to be chronoing all 3 Nexi. He's only using 2 of them right now. Ooh, okay. Definitely on the back foot here. And he's got a really fast Templar Archives in charge, but yeah, he needs economy more than anything right now. Stalker drop does come in. Sorry, guys, didn't notice that. Looks like he's just grabbed 3 SCVs so far. Oh, Raven. Oh, okay, gets some good damage done on the Raven. Picks off a Marine on the low ground. Great fight for him. 3 SCVs and a Marine, not bad. And that 3rd command center did end up building in the back, so stim, shields, all that sort of stuff. The double upgrades will be a while away. If herO can hold the probe key down, he'll be able to get in a decent position off this. But herO usually has pretty big gaps in his probes. You can see this time around, though, he's adjusting to the situation, realizing, let's keep that probe production up. Storm's on the way. He's got a forge as well. And looks like he's really focused on that Storm tech today. I don't think it's bad by any means, but it is good to mix it up. And in this sort of game, it might be awesome to get the Robo in there as well. Storm's very good for forcing the Terran to be a bit more defensive. So once you get that respect out of them with the High Templar, if you can make your way over to Colossus as well, it's a fantastic combo. 6 gates are up. Banshee's going to sneak out the right side. It's the only one that's left. 14 Marines, 3 tanks. These tanks very exposed, but I guess he's got so many tanks he's not too worried. Turrets, very nicely done. Turret there, and a turret on the right side. He's basically zoning out all the edges. So it's going to be very... If a prism does go past into his back, it's going to be almost dead by the time it gets there, and he'll spot it. herO's pylon over here. He should see this Banshee fly right over the top unless Maru reacts very quickly. And that's just going to stop to kill that pylon. Not a bad call. herO should just cancel that. Oh, he's going to try and get over there. Okay. Yeah, he might be able to get it if Maru doesn't react too quickly. Maru is going to go for a 4th command center now. Not a bad move. Oh, Banshees and the Stalker's a little slow to come in. 4th Nexus does go down. 2nd Robo and Robo Bay. We're going to see a late game, baby girls. We're going to see it. Yeah. Oh, Storm Drop tries to come in, doesn't find anything. Yeah, Maru's going to force late game. Okay, so herO can play late game versus him. After seeing that 4th command center, we should probably see herO go straight to 85 probes, I think. And he could get an insane amount of production. This Banshee is not going to find much. It's just a scouting Banshee, I guess, keeping the pressure on. herO's going to get a 2nd forge. A very good idea there. Banshee does run out of energy and it will go down. Or will it? Yes, it will. Oh, he goes in and feedbacks the Raven, but he loses a High Templar for it. Gets out with the feedback, though. Wow, that was very cute. I think he loses a High Templar for it, so I think it's not the best trade, I guess, but just fancy maneuvers from herO, making sure that any future push won't really have much energy. 76 probes for herO. He's got only +1 attack versus the 1/1 of Maru. Maru's armory's finishing, and Maru's building more turrets as well. Look at that. Turret, 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 turret. Oh my god. Yeah, he's just making sure he is completely Warp Prism proof. Storm comes in and then just pulls back. Look at this harassment. This is so sick by herO. He's doing so much with a small set of units, and he's going Stargates already in the natural. That's a really bad spot to build your Stargates. In the main is much safer. He's going to take a 5th base in the back. It's only a single gas, but much easier to defend than this one out on the left side of the map. He's moving forward right now. He's got a Disruptor and a Colossus on the way, as well as the extended Thermal Lance. So he's going to go 3 Colossus and then into full Disruptors. Zealot run by getting ready on the left side of the map, and he's got a Prism and Stalkers. Man, it's such a fragile little squad that he's using out here to try and scare Maru and keep him contained. But if he can swap into air, whew, could be amazing. How many observers have we got on this map? 1, 2, and 3. So you can see he's kind of just spaced them all around the map for that vision. Oh, this one is up here. This is where it is. Ah, okay. Coming forward. The Widowmine is scary. That'll one-shot the Prism if he runs into that. 5th base goes up in the back. Fleet Beacon, 3rd Stargate, and +1 ship weapons is on the way. That's a 3rd Colossus popping. 2 Oracles are on the way as well. He's only got 1 Disruptor and 4 High Templar. That's the big thing that worries me, is the low Disruptor count, the reliance on Storm. But I guess Storm and Colossus, it's a very good combo. Storm's also the ultimate late game ability, because when they get lots of Vikings and Liberators, they clump up a lot, and Storm hits air and ground. It's the only anti-air splash damage you have as Protoss, other than Archons, which are pretty much useless in the late game. They're too short range, too clunky, and because they're made almost completely of shields, EMP just obliterates them from the map. Lots of command centers for Maru. Maru's got a 2nd starport going up, starting to build more Vikings, ship weapons. Very good upgrades for him, and he sees in the main base more gateways. He doesn't see the Stargates in the natural, but then again, carrier production hasn't started yet. He's going to go Tempests. Oh, beautiful. Tempests are so good at picking off libs and tanks from far away. They deal with small numbers of Vikings as well to a certain extent. The real thing is they can force your opponent to try and attack at you. He's adding a lot more Disruptors as well. So you have Colossus, Disruptors, and High Templar. You've got the penultimate combo of splash damage. And if you can just pick at them with Tempests and force them to attack into that splash damage, that's where things get very beautiful. Still worried that he's going to stumble into this Widowmine at some point in this game, though. Maru getting more command centers up. Now, Maru has played hour-long slugfests over and over again versus Zest, versus Parting, versus all these guys, and he's very happy to do it. A lot of Terrans look stressed in this scenario. Maru looks so sleepy. And when Maru's jet lagged, tired, or having a bad condition, he's literally like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to micro as good, so I'm just going to turtle. Most players would say, I'm tired, I can't play late game, I need to all in, I need to kill them quick. Maru's always like, oh, yeah, no, I'll just play late game because I can do it with my eyes closed. Like, it's a very different skill set than most Terrans have. Oh, doesn't get the 2nd Storm off. He's going to lose a lot of these batteries and cannons, and well, it's all batteries, actually. A few other units come forward, but it's a bit of a bare bones army. Not many gateway units, which hats off to herO. I pointed out that earlier in the series, he makes way too many gateway units in the late game. He does add a few Stalkers in here, which is fine. A handful of Stalkers and Zealots is always okay, but definitely don't want to build too many of them. He's got his +2 ground armor. Does need to keep adding upgrades here. +2 air weapons, plasma shields, +3 ground attack, all those sorts of things. Oracle's setting up stasis traps everywhere. Not a bad move. And Viking, Ghost. We'll see range libs coming in the near future as well. The fusion core is done, guys, so expect the advanced ballistics to come in. Maru's just a little bit starved for money right now. When he maxes out, building armor will come in after +3 attack, high sec auto tracking, all of those extra things. Once he's maxed out and he starts to bank gas. Now, herO's got a great forward position. He's going to try and mine this base out, realizing, hey, if I take this base, I can deny that base and mine out resources in the middle of the map. So herO's got a very good idea that this is going to go super long. And he really needs to, yeah, look, a High Templar, 2 Disruptors, very hard to clear that. He's like, cool, I'm denying that side, and now I can pick off on this side. He does need very good vision, though. He's going to need Oracles to use Revelation. Where are those Oracles? So you got to keep in mind that herO's very disorganized control group-wise as a player, and he's good at handling it, but could get awkward. He's got oracles are on number 7. He's actually, you know what? He's actually using control groups properly. In mega late game, rather than just control grouping units as a sort of like hotkey to jump back to see where the action is, he's actually split his army onto 4 army groups. This is incredible. I've never noticed herO do this before, but he's actually playing a proper methodical late game with main army, with everything. Then he's got the disruptors, then he's got the High Templar, and then he's got the oracles as well. Double Liberator Harass on the top side will find its way in. I think he spotted it with the pylon, so he should be sending his stalkers to deal with that. Maybe his Tempest as well. He's going to send the whole army, hilariously enough. Stalkers don't get there in time. Oh, this is annoying. One Liberator just stops and stands there. Maru's like, distraction! And he dives down the left side to take advantage of it. herO better be quick to cancel that one. And he is. But the Liberator in the main does get some damage done. Maru does see that DT Blink is on the way, and that Tempest will eventually clean that Liberator up. Behind this, we've got +2 ship weapons, building armor, vehicle plating. Does he have lib range? No. He's got rapid reignition system. That's the medevac upgrade, so they can boost more frequently, and they have more passive movement speed. I think that might have been a misclick, because surely the Liberator upgrade's more important than that, right? Maru might be teaching us something here. herO moving forward. Ooh, okay. Those tanks, very useful. Nuke gets launched on the static on the right side. He could easily deal with that with the disruptor, but herO instead is just going to try and shove in. Oh, big surround! EMP's coming in from every side! herO thought he was the daddy in this game, but he is not. A nuke clears out his production on the right side as well. The High Templar will go down to that Ghost if Maru chooses to kill it. The Ghost does actually get feedback, but dude, where's his disruptors? He's only got 2 robos. Oh, Maru stumbles into a giant storm and a feedback though. And another storm. Maru. Oh, I thought Maru could win the game off this fight. But he walks into storm and another giant storm. Maru, what the hell? herO says, you may have won that first fight, but get back in the bath, you dirty Terran. And he just disgusting side storms all over him. My God, still obviously great units lost stab there for Maru. Stepping way too far forward without enough supply in that army, and definitely not enough disruptors, observer, oracle vision, splash damage, all that stuff. This bottom left base goes up. herO doesn't know about it. Oh, he does. He should go deny that, surely. But I guess he knows he'll get surrounded if he goes there, so fair call. He might try and deny this right side base. Hasn't built any carriers, and this is a big problem. If you get even just 3 or 4 carriers, it actually is the most tankiness you can build for your army. Because those interceptors, if your opponent's not target firing, they fly out. Enemy units will waste time attacking Ghosts, Marines, Vikings. So it really messes up your opponent. Lib range +3's on the way. Maru's going to shove through this bottom left base of herO. And after losing that fight, I really feel like herO is so confident. As long as Maru doesn't stumble into storms like he did on the initial counterattack, he's very experienced in these late game scenarios. Let's see what herO does. herO's army has no control groups. He hasn't control grouped it this time. He's just trying to manually control things. So after losing that fight, he's gone back to controlling things chaotically. Let's see what he can pull off. He's got a lot of Psystorms in the back. He's trying to lure Maru into the disruptors and the Psystorms, but he might need to rebuild those Colossus as well. Of course, there's only 3 Vikings left in the air. Tempest can do good, but he's very clumped for the EMPs! Oh, no, he's so clumped! The disruptors do go out, and a few of those do find the mark. Battery overcharge is still off cooldown, though. It's still not ready. And the Archons, the disruptors are getting just mowed down. Oh my God, absolute annihilation. And this is why you're meant to have a few carriers in the mix. herO messing up on his late game composition a little bit. And just a bit too much Stalker, Zealot, these low impact units that really do not get the work done. Doesn't quite reach the Ghost with the Disruption Zone. That's going to be a successful nuke, evicting the Protoss from this base. Meanwhile, a couple of Marine Marauders starting to clear the batteries over there as well. Disruptor will go down, unable to connect. And the Liberators are going to just spell doom and disaster for the Protoss. A great Disruptor shot comes forward. The Stalker's trying to take out the Libs, but still 2 Libs there and stuck behind his own Robos. herO taking catastrophic losses. Maru, the king of late game, says, you got nothing for me, mate. You might be good in the early game. You might be good in the mid game. But when it gets to the late game, I am the king, and I am the king for a reason. It's because nobody can even touch my engagements, my macro, my understanding at that stage of the game. All right, more nukes on the way. Maru pulls back, gathers his units. He's ready to go in again. Meanwhile, herO, I mean, he's in big doo-doo. His unit's just way too clumped up in too many of these battles. He tries to go for mass feedback Archon morph. Oh, a creative style, but it's not going to work out. The balls are mostly just dodged. The battery is all depowered. The Liberator raining down death from above, and Maru not ready to go out on his shield yet. He's like, dude, you're the one who's gonna get knocked out here. I will be taking you to the final match. And what a great move it was. I feel like herO knew what sort of game he was getting into. The forward battery cannon made me really feel like he knew what he was doing. It was weird that he didn't use that as a staging point for his army to move forward from there. And then use like DT backstabs with Blink on the other side or something like that. It was a little weird. herO's still trying to hang on, but man, battery overcharge, I don't know if that's enough to stand up to it. The zoning nuke on the left side comes down. herO's still got some disruptors rebuilt. He's still got a good probe count and some economy. There's part of me that like believes, and there's part of me that looks at Maru's 2k mineral bank and says, yeah, not so sure. He's got 6 medevacs out. He's building 6 more. Maybe a few too many medevacs, but his army's so wounded. I can see why he's doing it. Tempest gets picked off. Viking will finish off the other Tempest. Devastating damage. herO will be able to rebuild to a maxed army, but in a game where it looked like his strategy was going to be to swamp the Terran, overwhelm him, deny bases, it's a rough spot to be in. Yeah, I think a lot more spreading is required for herO, and just basically getting away from that F2 habit. So part of what makes Maru better than Beyond and a lot of the other Terran players that are really looking good right now is that he doesn't use the select all army group in mega late game very much when he's defending. And when he's spreading his units out. He does a lot of manually grabbing his units and just telling them what to do. But anytime you clump up like that, you can get out positioned and taken advantage of. And we see the way herO, whenever he falls back, his units get more and more clumped, and Maru relentlessly chases him down. And it's the EMPs that end up just doing way too much, because they're not only removing the shields, they're obliterating the Archons. They're making the High Templar, which were a big part of herO's splash damage, just useless. They were not landing enough storms at all. And they would all kind of be like, surely you're going to stop chasing me, right? Maru would like dodge the disruptors while still moving forward and then just crash on forward. Disruptors on the top, Zealot Stalker on the bottom. He's separated from each other, is herO. Still trying to make something happen, trying to make some magic happen, but he actually should have engaged that army on the left. He's going into the surround. Oh no. The Stalker's just getting mashed, man. Oh, damn. The unit's lost tab. 40,000 Protoss dying for 23,000 Terran. Oof. Master Race Terran doing what they're made to do, man. And look at that, he's going to pick up and drop and siege on top of herO's army. If that isn't slam dunking on your opponent's face, then I don't know what is. That was the move that says, get out now. herO gets the message and he has to tap. Alright. What's up, everybody? Game 5 is now underway. The music is stepping up a notch for a reason. It's because Maru is refusing to go down without a fight. This series started rough, but he started to add a little bit more pizzazz to his build orders. I think the Banshees really threw his opponent off in that last game. And he's once again doing the double gas opening, really enjoying the quick attack. herO on the other side is going to be going for the Zealot. This is 19 probe, Zealot, Nexus, Pylon, probe. And then does he go 20-second gas? When does he go probe then gas? How does he do this? Probe. Yeah, 20. So he goes, yeah, I guess it's 22, sorry, because he's got the Zealot out. But 22-second gas, and then just keeps building probes. Makes sense. It's not a bad build order. I definitely do like this build order, because it's like a pretty decent expand build, but also you've, you know, got all this other stuff going on. Gets an Adept pretty quickly out behind it. Zealot can do some pressure. Unfortunately, Maru's just not expanding, so the Zealot only can do so much if the opponent isn't actually willing to expand. Crossing the bridge here. Beautiful map, Tropical Sacrifice. Shout out to map makers for actually putting greenery and nice crystals and stuff on the map. Oh, and it's the Artosolope as well. Beautiful creature. It's nervous though. It does. Oh, the Reaper barely doesn't see the Zealot. Okay, is herO map hacking? The way that Zealot just like backed off there, you're like, what? Obviously, this is played at a LAN. The Team Liquid headquarters in Utrecht, Holland. That's how they speak in Holland. Utrecht. I am from Communist Republic of Holland. Yes, sorry guys. Sometimes my geography skills not so good. What can I say? Australians not the most educated people in the world. Factory building Widow Mines now. So it looks like, yeah, pretty chill for Maru. I think he might just defend with the 2 Widow Mines again, unless he can see that Twilight Council, which funnily enough is in the wall, but Maru's going to jump there and see it. herO is kind of trying to hide it at the front. Well, he does manage to take that out. The Adept's up here, isn't it? Wait, he has nothing up there. Oh, okay. Reaper could just leave. No, he's dead. Oof, that's a way to... Was that his arm? Oh my god, that was his gun. His gun went flying down there. Oh, that's sick. Man, I love it. Make sure you turn those physics on if you've got a good enough processor when you're playing, guys. It does make the game a lot more satisfying. Zealot's going to run in, sees 4 Marines. So this was indeed Reaper into Reactor. Having seen the Twilight Council, he knows he can head across with that Widowmine drop. 3 Stalkers and a Zealot. Could bust the front. Oh, Maru is very smart. He's like, I'd like to Widowmine drop, but without a bunker, there is no way. Okay. Oh, yeah. And this is the point where if he wants to, he could pick up that Widowmine and go across with both. But he knows herO's the kind of guy who might run forward just to see if there's a tracking line. And then that way he could get the read on the fact that the Widowmine's going across the map. The Robo's over there, straight to forecast. Now, we've talked a lot about how herO is going Storm. This is the game where I think it makes sense to go Colossus. As good as he is with Psystorm, actually, you know what? He's got a Robo with this build, so I'd be okay with it. I would be okay with him going Psystorm here. Just because he's got the Robo, he can get the Prism out. Widowmine drop comes in. Stalkers can, of course, 9-shot a Medivac. He's not going to be able to kill that in time, though. Well played. Oh, good micro. Gets the Stalker. Well done with Maru with the retarget. Stalker in a bit of mining time. Well worth a single Widowmine behind this. He's got the Raven out. So he doesn't want to die to Dark Templar. We're talking about Dark Templar being an issue on Data C, but he's building tanks. He's building Ravens. Barely has room for this tank to pop out on those 2 corners. Third barracks on the way as well. A couple of Stalkers and an Observer coming across the map. Not able to hunt that Medivac down. And that is, of course, the Templar Archives. He's looking for Stalker into Storm again. But where's that third base herO? He's also supply blocked right now on 62. He's making Charge, Prism, Templar Archives. And I do expect that factory to swap off and start Widowmine production after this second tank. Raven thinking about coming out. He sees the Stalkers. Oh, good scouting by Maru. So he knows what's coming. That tank can siege up as well. Yeah, he's going to siege that. Oh, no. The Observer's going to the natural, but the Stalkers are still in the main. I like that play by herO, though. He just picks off 2 Stalkers, gets out, doesn't lose anything. Observer does see the tank on the natural, though. Oh, he barely avoids getting shot. He's going to dive? No, surely not. Surely not. Yeah, doesn't want to throw those Stalkers away. As juicy as a tank kill is. Third base does start. He's going to go for the Stalker drop now. Maru very well defended. Another Widowmine comes in. Uh-oh. Right as he's going in with his Stalker drop. So he's going to be distracted. That could be a big boomy, guys. Stalker drop comes in. Widowmine goes boom. Only 3 kills. Could have been worse. Stalker's also picked off another SCV or 2. Only 42 probes, though. Remember, herO's economy, because he's going for so much tech. Blink, Charge, Storm, and a Warp Prism. It's a crazy amount of tech. His upgrades are super late with this build. He's got 8 gateways. He's got a 3rd on the way, but he's only equal workers with the Terran, which means economically, Maru is ahead. He's just got to make sure he doesn't throw these units away. He wants to get some presence on the map. He uses the Raven to clear the Observer vision. Widowmine drop looks to come back in. herO accidentally attacks his own pylon there. He's got more Stalkers here, ready for the rotate though. Oh, but he's gonna miss it. He's gonna miss it. He goes out there. He's looking for the Medivac. He thought it would be going home. Oh, and he's got right now a Storm drop coming, but there's a turret. There's a turret coming in. Oh, can he land it? Oh, big Storm drop. Does land. Gets a bunch of the SCVs. The Widowmine doesn't burrow because he's distracted, but here comes the double drop in the Raven. He's only got 6 Stalkers and 5 High Templar. Does he have a Psystorm? He will soon. But mostly, yeah, okay, he's got 1 Psystorm and a few Stalkers, but these guys are spread out. Run the probes! herO, what are you doing? herO trying to stand and fight. He's storming his own probes down. He's already lost about 15 workers. It's a disaster, mate. herO in big trouble right now. Archon, okay, good Storm there, does force Maru out, but Maru gets some sick damage, and he pounds across on the 3rd at the same time. Maru, oh, he says, you can't pin me back, boy. You can't hold me down. Storm is good at intercepting a frontal push out. It is not good at stopping sneaky drops. You've been winning this series so far by pinning me back and seeing everything everywhere, but if I sneak out the side with that Raven, you will not know it's coming in. Look at that position. Battery overcharge will not stop this onslaught. Widowmines, Bio, stimming in. The tank on 8 hit points, absolutely annihilating, and that is a devastating way to finish the game. Right when Protoss felt like they had absolute, you know, it can feel so unfair as a Terran when the Protoss sees everything and is there to meet you at every moment. But Maru sneaking out Widow Mine drops one at a time, sneaking that big double drop out. This was delicious. We've got to rewind, and I just want to unpack how decisive that move was. Because look at this. He's like, it looks like, how are you going to move across without getting intercepted by stalkers, observers? You're going to get hit by storm drops. All this stuff's going to happen. But he sneaks that drop out the top. The Raven checked there was no observers watching ahead. So he knows there's no way this can get spotted. And herO here, he's got the illusion of map vision. He's like, yeah, you can't move out. I'm the one harassing you. I'm the one picking at you, bro. And the army moves out at the same time. So that even pulls herO's attention to the front. So herO is like, oh, you're pushing the front? herO gathering his units, and he's just shy of getting all of his gateways up. And this drop is deadly. So look at that. He's trying to run his stalkers home. They stumble into this army. He's just used 2 Psystorms to kill 11, 10 SCVs, 9 SCVs, which is good. But then suddenly it's like, oh, damn, no battery in the main. And a stim bio army with +1 arriving with no warning into your mineral line? That's absolutely devastating. We see that High Templar, if the units are pre-spread, it just can't do anything. A Colossus would be amazing here. But High Templar are not good versus units that are already spread out in position. High Templar Storm is an ambush-focused army. It's an army that needs to catch you clumped up. But in this scenario, where they're already on your base and you're coming to fight them, it's so easy to spread the Terran units out and just go, yeah, we're not going to eat any storms. Not only that, but you only have so many storms in the energy reserve, and then it's not going to keep being there. So Colossus is a much more stable source of splash damage. And as much as I said, hey, I wouldn't mind Storm here, I think Maru's showing why you can't predictably go Storm every single game. Because if you get caught out of position at one time, the Storm just doesn't do anything for you. So it's high risk, high reward. It's herO's play style, isn't it? But at the end of the day, dude, Maru with a reversal brings it back 3-2. That was absolutely stunning play. GG.